everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to get started on a paper bag album, and these are just standard sized paper bags, and I'm going to be using 5 of them to make a 10-page album. The first thing I'm going to do is glue down all their flaps. Now that I've glued down their flaps, I'm also going to glue down their side flaps so that they don't flip up on the sides. So now everything is glued down, and I'm going to cut this piece of paper into 2-inch by 10-inch strips, and I'm going to score them down the middle and use them to attach the paper bags to each other. Now that they're all scored, I'm going to fold them in half and give them a good crease. And then I'm going to glue one paper bag to one side of the piece of paper and the other paper bag to the other side. I'm going to put them right up to the score line. I'm not going to put them over the score line so that the paper can still open and close freely. So there it is. So I've done that, and now I'm doing the last one, and I'm going to show you how that goes. So all the ones I've already done, you can see there at the top of the screen. And I'm going to take the piece of paper and I'm going to stick it to the stack that's already completed. And burnish it really well. And then I'm going to fold it over and stick the last paper bag to the stack. And there they are. The bags are exactly 5 inches wide, and I wanted them to be 10 inches long. So I'm just cutting off the little bit at the top that makes them longer than 10 inches. So there you see. There is the bags. They're all together, 5 by 10. Now I'm going to take my chestnut roan ink and my chestnut roan spouncer, and I'm going to ink all the edges of all the bags. Now that the bags are all inked, I'm actually taking my clear ruler and I'm marking 2.5 inches in from this side on every single one of the bags. And I need to know what the center of each bag is. This is one of my big Marvy Cheetah punches, and I'm putting it inside the bag. And I lined the center of the punch up with the center of the line on the bag to punch out a half circle. And now I'm just marking on the facing bag where the bottom of the circle is, so I know where to make my punch. And on this side, I'm going to punch all the way through the bag so that it's cut out on both sides. So as you can see, on the first page, I left half the bag available to have a flat cover, but on all the subsequent pages, I'm going to cut out both sides. And now this is the back of the bag, the back cover, and I traced the hole, and I'm going to just cut it out with my scissors. So there we have it. Now the paper bags have become pockets. I'm going to get started on the decorations for the cover of the bags, the album. And since I know my bags are 5 by 10, I'm actually just going to create the page separate from the bag. I'm not going to try and keep layering things onto the bag. I'm just going to make the entire page on a piece of cardstock and then stick it to the bag. And doing that is going to give the bags more strength and make them sturdier, so that it'll turn much more like a regular album. Okay, I've taken the corner guide off my corner rounder and I flipped it over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to punch half circles from this piece of cardstock, and I'm going to just punch a row of half circles, and I'm going to create a scalloped edge. So there you see I've continued along and punched an entire row of scallop circles, which I then inked. And now I'm going to do the same thing to this piece of green, which is going to form the spine. It is larger than the others, but it doesn't need to be. When you're doing your own album, you can make it smaller if you wanted. So now I'm going to offset the two scallops from each other. So I'm going to put adhesive on this one and line up the other one, and then trim off the edges. And now I'm inking the edges of this, and I'm going to glue it to the front cover. And I'm burnishing it really well, and now I'm going to use my adhesive to glue everything down to the paper bags. And now I am going to use my embossing stylus to score the paper where it will fold around the cover. And now I'm going to get started on the back cover. And all of the patterned paper in this album is going to be from the My Mind's Eye Bohemia collection. I was going through my page kits and I found one that was really old. It was this My Mind's Eye Bohemia stuff. And I liked how it kind of had a heritage feel, so that's what I'm going to be using. I'm using plenty of adhesive because I want these to be really sturdy, because the paper bags themselves are not so sturdy. Okay, so this is the back cover. I'm going to glue it to the bags. And now I'm going to fold, well, before I fold this over, I'm going to give it a scalloped edge. And then I'm going to ink the scalloped edge. And now I'm gluing another piece of the brown cardstock to it, because I'm going to give it another scalloped edge. But this one is going to be a smaller scallop. So here I'm just drawing a line on the back of the paper. And I'm going to use scalloped edge scissors to cut my scalloped edge, and I'm going to use the line as a guide. So I'm just going to cut all the way along that line. I'm going to ink the edge of the scallop, as well as put adhesive and fold it over the back cover. And that completes the spine and the basic album. So in the rest of the videos, I'll be decorating the inside pages. Thanks for watching.